The MSI CLAW is now available for purchase on most major retailers, but the question is, how soon is this releasing? Is it releasing within the next week? Find out that and so much more on the latest episode of DeckedUP, a gaming and tech podcast. What's up, everybody? Mekel Kasanova here, host of DeckedUP, a gaming and tech podcast, and I'm back with another one. We're going to be talking about the MSI CLAW because now this is available for purchase. You can go to Best Buy. Well, hopefully you can go to Best Buy out here in Hawaii. I can't order it. I can't order it on the website for shipping or pick up in store. But there are other places where you can pre-order it, and we're going to talk about all that and more because, yeah, it's been... I will say it's been quite confusing as to what's going on with the release of this product because, yeah, messaging hasn't been very clear. So we're going to dive into that and so much more. If you guys enjoy this podcast and you like the topics that we cover, make sure you like this video if you're watching on YouTube and like it, comment, leave a rating, share it around if you're listening to it on Spotify or any of the major podcasting outlets. Also, while you're at it, if you can do me a solid, please, and I greatly ask this with, like literally asking you guys a favor, leave a rating. Like if you're listening to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening, leave a rating, leave a comment, share it around. Let's get more people in here. And also, if you're looking for more content, check out my website, mekelkasanova.com. I got reviews, previews, and a lot of other things there. So check that out as well. It's up to the email list we have that we can stay up to date on everything that comes out. So all that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the MSI CLAW. So I'm going to kick it off with going to their website. Let's switch on over here. As you can see, we got the website. Go ahead and scroll it on down right there. All right. So here we go. This is the website, right? And yeah, I'm looking at this. And you go through it, you scroll down, and it basically shows the three different models. So there are three different models. The biggest difference between each one is there's two that are basically the same model. It's just a matter of, do you want a 1 terabyte or 512 gig, but they both have this chip right here, the Intel Core Ultra 7 155H. So this is available for two different models. They have the same CPU speed. And generally, these are the two I would go with. I would not go with this one, the Ultra 5 135H, with the 1.2 to 4.6 gigahertz CPU speed. I wouldn't really go with that unless like you just want a lower end model. All right. So, but we all know 7-inch screen. So basically, this is the same screen size, same dimensions as the ROG Ally. And 16:9 aspect ratio. So if you didn't like the aspect ratio on the Lenovo Legion Go, this is going to be the one you're going to want to go with. And what sets this apart from not only the ROG Ally, but also the MSI, well, not the MSI, but the Lenovo Legion Go, and I guess for all intents and purposes, the Steam Deck, is the fact that it's got both Hall effect joysticks and triggers. Now that's something you don't typically see on any of these devices. Maybe you'll see it on like an ayaneo device or whatever, all these different other variation handheld PCs. You'll probably see it on those, but not any of the major players. So like you'll see with I'm drawing blanks here. I'm trying to think of the name of the Lenovo Legion Go. Lenovo Legion Go has Hall effect joysticks, but it doesn't have Hall effect triggers. The Asus ROG Ally has Hall effect triggers, but not Hall effect sticks. It's still got the standard potentiometer sticks. And Steam Deck doesn't have any of that, but you can input, if you do the custom soldering and then software and everything like that, you can put Hall effect sticks in that. And I'm just not someone who wants to do that much tinkering. So like, no, I'm not dealing with that. So that separates it from it. It's got the pretty much same loudspeakers as the ROG Ally. So basically, I consider this a better ROG Ally, although a lot of people would say no because of the Intel Core Ultra chips. But we'll see. All right. 16 gigs of RAM across the board for both. 1 terabyte, 512 gig for these two models. These would be the ones I go with. And then, like I said, the lower end model, 512 gig, wouldn't really go for that one at all. Yeah, everything else is pretty dope on it. So if we go to shop now, it'll show you where all you can purchase this, right? So you can purchase the Claw A1M 050 US. Says it's in stock at Best Buy, HID Solution, MSI, Newegg, Micro Center, CDW, and Gentex. So if I go to Best Buy, I'm gonna pull it up over here because I have it already pulled up. So Best Buy, there are 3 different models, as you can see here. You've got, the ones that they're offering $699, $749, and $799. So this is the one I want because I want the 1 terabyte model. So it shows add to cart. But for me, and I'm not sure if you guys are also experiencing this as well, but if I click on this and I try to go more so into it, I know the internet's a little slow, so bear with me. But if I try to go into it, it shows unavailable. So it's unavailable for shipping and it's unavailable for pickup. So that kind of presents a bit of a problem for me if I want to get this. I was told by MSI I would be receiving a review unit, but I haven't gotten anything. So, I still intend to buy one. Anyways, so the question is, how do I buy it? Because also this one, the 749 one, for me, is not in stock. I go back and I go to the cheapest model right here. I'm probably going to get the same thing where it shows unavailable. So I can't order this on their website, right? All right. So if I go back to their website, it says in stock, and maybe this is just a Hawaii thing. It's just not in stock for us here. But yeah, so I can't order it through Best Buy. So if I go to Newegg, I trust Newegg, right? You can pre-order it. So Newegg, if I scroll over here, Newegg says that this thing is going to be releasing on the 15th. So this is coming out literally as of the time of this recording, which is March 10th. This is going to be dropping this coming Friday, which is wild to me. But at least, I can pre-order it here, right? So if I want to get the 1 terabyte model, it's available. The 512 gig, still with the Intel Core Ultra 7, I can pre-order that. And if I want to get the lowest one at $699, which I'm not gonna get that one, that one's also available for pre-order. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm just gonna try and get it through Newegg. So there's a couple other sites too. Let's go back to it. I've never heard of HID Evolution, but we're going to check it out. You can't buy it officially from their site yet because it says coming soon. But if we go to this site, let's see what they give us as far as options. Okay, so we're here. ETA, their ETA says just March. It doesn't have a date. So I'm assuming the date that Newegg gave of the 15th is officially the release date. And that's something too I kind of want to touch on for a bit. Let me switch back over here. So it's one of the things that I've noticed with the messaging with this from MSI has not been, in my opinion, particularly great because, we got the leaks that came out from, I believe, MSI China, and then nothing from the rest of MSI and for like another week or so into the I think it was CES. That's when it got revealed officially, but we didn't get a date. But if you guys remember when I initially covered it, I guesstimated it would be a March or April release, but I figured it was going to be Q1 because we needed it within the fiscal market year starting. So, that's something that I'm glad I got that right. But I'm also looking at the fact that why hasn't there been more hype around this? If this device is coming out sooner, I haven't really seen a lot of marketing and promotion the way that like Asus was pushing the ROG Ally, or the Lenovo was pushing the whatchamacallit, the uh Lenovo Legion Go, or even let's just compare to the Steam Deck, right? I'm not seeing MSI putting a lot behind that. And that's a little bit worrisome, a little worrying to me, because it makes me wonder, are they not very confident in this? And I know from some of the early testing that we've seen some creators do, some outlets do, some of the reports have come back that, allegedly the performance of it isn't as good as it is. Like, you put it next to the ROG Ally. Apparently the ROG Ally does perform better than it, but I'm not 100% certain if that's entirely accurate. Like, I don't know. Until I get this in my hands and be able to test it, or I get to see someone like ET Prime test it, I won't personally know, but it's just one of the things I've heard. And also, just game performance in general on the Intel Ultra chips theoretically isn't, it should be on par with the chips that we have, the AMD chips that we have, and like the Legion Go and the ROG Ally, but allegedly it doesn't perform quite as well. So that's something, and MSI hasn't really come out and said anything about that. I know they have a Discord, some creators are in it. I'm not personally in it. And I'm not mad about that either. Like, I don't want anyone to think, oh, like, he's salty. He's not. I don't care. It's the nature of the game. Not everyone gets every opportunity. So, I do find it interesting that there's not been a lot of, one, transparency, two, promotion and hype for this, three, clear cut messaging. So this is literally going to just drop in. Where's the marketing? Because I don't even see this marketed on Best Buy's website the way the ROG Ally was, and this is literally, for all intents and purposes, just a black ROG Ally, if we're being honest. So I'm quite curious about that. Like, that's kind of interesting. All right, so going back to the site, looking at everything here. Let's see, where's my mouse? All right. So we can pre-order here, but you got to be, it doesn't seem like there's an option on this site for you to just readily add it, right? So it's kind of, yeah, I've never heard of this site, or I guess you can right here. They got all this other stuff, accidental damage on it. I wouldn't get it personally. If I'm gonna get this, I'd rather get it from Best Buy and get a warranty on it that way. So if I click on custom order, you go through the whole thing and you can just proceed to check out from here. So you can get it from this site. Let's check out the other site you can get it from. So Micro Center coming soon, CDW, Gentex. So these are coming soon. They're not available yet. Me personally, just because I haven't heard of this site, and don't blame me for, there's a lot of things I've never heard of, right? That's life. No one's gonna hear about everything. But I personally would rather get this from Best Buy, just because I know I can physically go to a store. None of these other locations are out here. We don't have a Micro Center here in Hawaii, so it kind of is what it is. But Best Buy is where I would prefer to buy this. But as you guys see, I can't order it here. So definitely let me know if you guys are having any issues with this. I do know there has been like a couple articles about it. So if I go back over here and I look, PC Guide has been talking about this a lot. Let's go ahead and check out some of the articles that they got. So I guess there's a new unboxing. It shows off the console, but it says it's missing one crucial detail, and I'm assuming it's going to be a dock. So a lot of people are expecting these to come with like an integrated dock or like a dock accessory. But there's so many docks you can buy now, as I've spoken about before. The dock market right now, it's just what do you want it to look like? Because for the most part, they're all pretty much universally the same. My personal preferred one is, you guys probably saw me do the video on the Unitech dock. That's a 2-in-1 that works with the Nintendo Switch and with, ROG Ally, Steam Deck, and MSI CLAW. That's, to me, is the ultimate dock, but there are other ones as well that, you could definitely check those out too. So let's check out this article. Go ahead and read through it. It says MSI has finally given fans a closer look at its upcoming handheld console and its accessories through a CLAW A1M unboxing video. The brief snippet predictably revealed a few items necessary for maintaining any old portable gaming device, including a theme carrying case, a screen protector, a lanyard, and even a fancy claw keychain. However, one crucial detail was missing: a dock to store the console on. Now, a dock isn't strictly necessary for a handheld console, since you can charge and store the device without it. However, it does make having a bulky handheld infinitely more convenient. This is mainly because you won't have to shove it into a carrying case once you're done with using it. It's worth keeping in mind that the MSI CLAW A1M release date isn't quite here yet. Okay, so that's interesting. That's quite interesting. Hold up. So Newegg is saying that this is going to be dropping on the 15th, but every other outlet doesn't really have a guaranteed date. So that's even more confusing messaging. Like, when is this coming out? So, interesting. All right. And we'll check out that article after. It says the company may be waiting until launch before it starts including in accessory kits, but details remain scarce, as neither the video nor the CLAW A1M page mentions a docking station. With MSI CLAW already being priced higher than some of its counterparts, many thought including a dock with its accessory kit was a foregone conclusion. Also, confusingly enough, its Newegg's product page displays it with the other previously mentioned accessories. However, with it being excluded from the video and its product page displaying it individually, MSI may be planning on selling it separately. It wouldn't be exactly a surprise if this happens, since Valve is also selling the Steam Deck's similarly priced dock by itself. Regardless, this news will surely disgruntle more than a few fans, since the premium priced CLAW A1M already costs a pretty penny without the accessories. For now, though, this is still merely speculation, since MSI has yet to reveal its plans for the handheld console's handy docking station. All right, let's go check out this link here, right? So MSI CLAW release date, prediction, confirmed specs, and price. So this article was originally written, all right, February 26th. So at the time of this recording, we are 12 days away from this, right? All right, so refusing to be left behind, MSI launched its take on the handheld gaming PC at CES 2024, another Steam Deck competitor that's got its own MSI flair. So aside from its catchy name, what do we know so far in terms of the MSI CLAW release date, specs, and price? Well, MSI hasn't been particularly secretive about the details of its latest console, and with the specs fully confirmed, it looks like we might not be waiting too much longer for an official release date to match, especially considering pre-orders have gone live in one major market. Fans of the portable gaming PC won't be too surprised by the looks of the MSI CLAW, but it seems to have a different take on internal hardware that separates it from the crowd. In this article, we detail all we know about the MSI CLAW specs, including its powerful Intel chipset, as well as how much it will cost and when you might be able to buy one. All right, so window prediction release date, right? So they're saying there are high expectations surrounding MSI CLAW's debut, and a recent development has revealed that the release date might be sooner than we thought. Initial release date predictions saw many estimating the device would launch in Q3 or Q4 2024, but an early listing of the CLAW on a large Spanish retailer PC Components shows the device launching on the 1st of April, with pre-orders now live via video cards. Shout out to them. The Core Ultra 7 155H 1TB variant is listed at, well, yeah, we already know the prices. But there's no mention so far. Okay, let's keep going down. So, of course, this should be taken with a pinch of salt, as we still haven't heard anything official from MSI yet confirming any April 2024 releases, and there will probably be more regional differences in price and launch date. However, now that the Claw is available to pre-order in the UK with a launch on the 20th of March, the notion that the device will roll out globally around late March to early April does seem even more likely. Okay. Can't knock that. Confirmed specs. We already know because we saw the spec thing. We already know the pricing. Oh wait, you can get this on Amazon? Hold up, let me check it out. Wait, the lies. I was duped. You cannot buy this on Amazon US yet. Oh well. Yeah. So anyways, yeah. Going back to the MSI's website, yeah, for me, it's just the confusing messaging and or lack of messaging about this device. I'm very curious as to the level of confidence that MSI has in it. And I know there's been some people that have said, like with these handheld gaming devices, that they think that, they said that these are going to be dropping every single year, the same way laptops are. And I can understand and see that claim. I push back on it for the simple fact that in the 2 years that the Steam Deck has been out, we've gotten the base one, and a year and a half in, we got the OLED model. That makes more sense to do that. And the OLED model has effectively replaced the originals, which they are, they're slowly trickling out and replacing. So I know there's the rumor and speculation going out, and I try not to really dive too heavily into rumors because, we've seen, especially with the whole Xbox situation, how that can, really be taken out of context. But I will say this, with the speculation with the ROG Ally potentially having another release this year, is that possible? I think it's more possible that we're going to see it in 2025. I think for these handheld gaming PCs, as they are now, I don't think we're seeing much of a technological leap and, for the sake of performance across the board. So why eat into our own market? Like, I understand, companies like Ayaneo and all these others, they make sense because essentially what you're doing is you're going to be backing that product. If you're going to purchase it, you're basically going to be backing it with Kickstarter or the like. So you're already prepaying into this. With companies like MSI, Asus, Lenovo, Alienware, all these other companies, they don't need to do that. So there is no incentive for them to rush out another handheld gaming device as quickly as they would a laptop or desktop, just because, this is still a new market and there's not enough happening to fully separate. Like, if we look at the MSI CLAW, what is the biggest difference between it and everything else that's out right now that's mainstream? Difference between it and the Steam Deck right now is it has an LCD screen and it's 1080p. The Steam Deck OLED is a 720p OLED screen, right? This has Hall effects, triggers, and sticks. Steam Deck doesn't have it. Steam Deck has a bigger battery life. However, it's also running Steam OS, which is a Linux variant, whereas this is running Windows 11. So you're not going to get as good battery performance. Compared to the ROG Ally, it's universally the same, except for this has Hall effect sticks and it has the Intel Ultra chip versus an AMD chip and AMD APU. So that's the difference you're seeing there. Plus, this has a slightly bigger battery, better ventilation and whatnot, but generally it's very similar aesthetically to the ROG Ally, which I personally feel is its main competitor. It compared to Lenovo Legion Go. I feel like the Legion Go, and I'm not just saying this because Lenovo sent me the Legion Go for review, but I do feel like the Legion Go is in a tier of its own. The downside of the Legion Go is, in my opinion, the D-pad sucks. That's the biggest problem I have with it. But other than that, I think the Legion Go is a great device, but vastly different from this. I mean, the fact is the Legion Go is essentially a tablet with Joy-Con. It's a Nintendo Switch of these handheld devices, if you want a closer approximation. Kickstand built in, none of the others have that. Removable Joy-Cons or controllers, none of the others have that. And, you know, the biggest battery life and a 2K screen, which it didn't need to have a 2K screen, but I kind of understand with the aspect ratio and the size of the screen why they did that. So, you know, which is better, between this and Legion Go? I think depending on what you're going to play with this, who is the MSI CLAW for? I think the MSI CLAW is for someone who may have been, you know, a little bit burnt by the ROG Ally, who may want, you know, more power and performance than the Steam Deck offers. You know, I think everything that comes with it, I think it's going to be a device that potentially has the possibility of MSI supporting it for a while. Do I think they will? I don't know. But I do think there's a high probability with what's in it. Personally, I think this will have at least a 2-year lifespan or 2-year run, if not a 1.5-year run, before we hear any inkling of a successor to it. But I think the biggest evolution overall that comes with the handheld gaming PC market is we need to have better batteries. We're going to need to get the batteries that can be better performing overall so that, you know, you can play games for longer than, you know, major AAA games for longer than like half an hour to an hour. I think that's going to be the next evolution. I just don't think we're there yet. I mean, gaming laptops still, you know, they don't have the greatest battery life. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. But yeah, the messaging on this has been, in my opinion, not great. And I'm hoping as the weeks come along, we'll get more and more information about this down the road. But overall, what do you guys think of the MSI CLAW? Is it something you're considering picking up? Are you going to pre-order it yourself from Best Buy or from, you know, whenever it pops up on Amazon or from, or, you know, wherever you're going to get it? Do you see yourself getting it, or do you think we're at a point where the market is a bit oversaturated and we kind of need to just dial it back a little bit? Whatever your thoughts are, let's go ahead and let's get that conversation going, because if you think it's oversaturated now, wait until the other players get into the fray, right? Wait until Acer gets into it with their Predator line, and wait until you know, Razer's gonna make one. If not, they're already making one. And then the other company, Alienware. We're just getting started with this, right? And I assume we're gonna see the other two this year. Like at least 2 of the other 3 companies are gonna drop something this year. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let's go ahead and talk about it. Get the conversation going in the comment section down below if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening to it in audio format, make sure you leave a rating, a comment, and go from there. If you want to pick up the MSI CLAW, if you can pre-order it from Best Buy, I'll leave affiliate links if you guys want to order it that way. You know, no additional cost to you, but I do get a little bit of a kickback, which helps out the channel overall. And yeah, that's all I gotta say about this. That's the news. A lot of people are just confused with what's going on, because it's like, MSI is just really not they're not being completely transparent or really promoting this as much as you would think they should. But all that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Stay safe, be blessed, have aloha, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. So hui hug.